Let's fully introduce you to the Bronco. Coming up next. So let's do a tour of my 1990 Bronco here. Talk to y'all about it before the storm comes in. Now what you're saying, that's not a 90. Yeah, it is a 90. It's got a 92 front end on it. The previous owners put a 92 front end on it. Now me personally, a lot of people like this front end, and I think it's because of the OJ stuff. Me personally, my favorite front end is the brick nose, and I've got the parts to put it back right over there. Clip stamp dads, we got it all off a wrecked truck. So I'm gonna put this back to 90, and then I'm gonna sell all this. And like, this stuff's actually in really good shape. Somebody would want it. I mean, it's not rusty. One little ding right there and a little ding in the bumper, but I don't know, it's in good shape. So it'll be for sale. Now I've had this guy since 2017. I bought it right after me and my first wife separated. And I've had it for a long time, and I've got it really cheap back then. Even cheap for back then, I got it cheap. Now when I was deciding on one of these, I said, you know, I don't care. I wasn't real like, I gotta have a Bronco. I like them. I mean, it's not like, I love Broncos. They're one of my favorite SUVs. But at the time, I would have took a K5, Scout, Jeep Big Cherokee Chief, maybe even a Ram Charger. I probably would have took one, you know, just whatever I could find. But, you know, I really wanted to be able to take the top off, and I wanted the glass that let down like that. And that was the two, you know, the top wasn't a deal breaker, but the glass that let down, I didn't want the lift up glass. I wanted to be able to take it down, cruise around in the summer. And the top was an added bonus, so kind of narrowed me down between K5s and this. And I really like the K5s too, but at the time when I bought this, a K5 would have been double the same year. You know, an 88 K5 was twice as much as one of these guys was. So I was like, yeah, you know, I like the Broncos too, and I'll buy me a Bronco. And I started looking, and I found this one in Lexington. Got it really cheap, good price, and I bought it. And now these Broncos are like 3 times as much as they shot up through the roof ever since like the Bronco craze went out. And they're double what a K5 is, so I could buy a K5 cheaper into this day and age. So, but you know, I've got this one. It's never gonna go anywhere from this family, unless the only caveat that this will ever be sold, because there is one Bronco that I like better, and one that I like better than any other SUV made, and I couldn't swing it at the time. The 78 and 79 dent side Broncos. That's the only way this guy would ever go anywhere, is if I end up having to get one of those and somebody said, hey, I'll come trade you, or I'll buy this off you, and I could get one of them for, you know, what I've got in this one or something like that. That's the only way. Otherwise, this will be kids, grandkids, whatever. So now this guy is really pretty solid old Bronco. You can see right here the quarters have a little rot. This one's the worst one. And this door's got some rot in it, or some rot starting in it, but it didn't when I parked it. But it looks like, I don't know, it looks like they've done some filler right there or something. Doesn't really matter. I got 2 new doors off a 92 pickup sitting out there with the power mirrors, and I'm going to do the power mirror swap, but I'm going to put all the other interior in. Now the glass is different, so I have to change the glass out, the wing windows and stuff, but the shells are all the same, so all I gotta do is just take it out and bolt it in, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put those doors on. I got them for $50, so I was like, you know, This one over here is actually in pretty good shape, but it's got a small ding right here. And I was like looking at it, fixing it. It's gonna cost more to fix that. It's gonna be more trouble to fix that than it was to buy those doors. So, and good thing is I get rid of these mirrors. These mirrors don't look bad and they're not in bad shape at all. But these things rattle. And you can't adjust them, you know, they won't stay where you want them. So, the newer mirrors are gonna be better on it. Like I said, this quarter's a little better, but still it's got pretty solid. But right here it's got a little filler, and I could feel that. And probably gonna be just put 2 new quarters on it, be the easiest thing. Now here's the tailgate. Tailgate's solid. Does got a little ding right here, and they've done a little fill work right here. And you can see this is a spare tire tailgate. You see that little hole right there and all that. And this was a spare tire, rear mounted spare tire truck, but I can't find the holes, so I don't know if they filled them in or what. We'll figure it out when we go down. But there's nothing in the inside where a spare tire was ever mounted on the inside. So I've got the tire carrier to go back, and we will put it back like it goes. I'm not sure. I think that hole right there was for that. Might not be. We might end up having to put an aftermarket tailgate on it or patch that little spot too. I'm not sure. But, you know, like I said, I think I'm in this thing for a couple grand at most. And that's with some stuff I've done to it already. So, not a lot. So, inside, we'll show you the inside. Now, the inside is in pretty good shape. Carpet needs cleaned, but it's there. It's all complete. The dash, really good shape. Steering wheel, all that. All the gauges are here. Speedometer doesn't work, but I think that's because of the transmission. That's why this thing's not driving right now. The transmission started slipping. And it was slipping a little bit when I bought it. And I knew it. But like I said, what I paid for it, I was like, okay. But yeah, this is just a steering wheel cover. Steering wheel looks good. This seat does have 2 little tires in it. That passenger seat doesn't. Now these seats are not the ones that came in this Bronco. The ones that came in it were actually broke down pretty bad. And I found a guy that had one of these that it was a standard shift one with a straight 6, but it was an XLT. It looked just like this. And he was selling. I asked him how much he'd take for the seats out of it, because mine were broke completely down real bad. Like the frames were broke on them for some reason. And he was like, I don't know, $25 or something like that. So I was like, yeah. Well, I ran up and got them. Got them in Ohio, actually. And these seats look pretty good, except for this little spot right here. So this one's going to have a little foam, and maybe the bottom piece is going to have some patching done in it. Here's the bad thing about these seats, though. So they use this like tweed pattern. 89 to 91. 87, 88s had like a different seat in them and a little bit different material, and it looks weird if you've ever seen them. Now they only use this on the XLTs, and you could get it in a low back seat like this or a high back. The other options were like a vinyl seat that was in like the custom XL models, the cheap models, and then you had a like the velour tan that came in Eddie Bauer's, and this one's not an Eddie Bauer, it's just XLT, which I prefer actually. So this stuff right here though is unattainable. The good thing is I saved all the material off the old seats, so I'm pretty sure we can take this stuff. I can get, but anyway, these seats are unattainable. This material is. I've looked every single where I can to find this material. No luck. The good thing is I saved the material off the old seats, and the backs were pretty good on it and stuff. And you can get this stuff. This is a common stuff right here, this like velour looking stuff. So I think I can just have this bottom redone. Maybe, you know, use pieces off the old seat and seam them in. Probably above my skill level. I'm not a seamstress. My mom is, but she ain't in the shape to do it. So I might outsource that. I'm not sure yet. The door panels, I know you see they're not on here. I've got a set. I've got a set of gray ones. I've got a set of, I actually had a set of blue ones, and I sold the blue ones. But for some reason, when I got it, the guy had put blue door panels in it, which they were. The armrest was in better shape on them, but I don't know why he did it. But How'd I end up selling them? I did have a set of gray ones that had a perfect armrest, but flood got them, washed them away. I had a bunch of parts I had parked for this. They got washed away. This guy wasn't in the flood, it was at a cousin's, so it wasn't hurt. And the armrests are so-so. And I'm not making my mind whether I want to redo these armrests or just eliminate them and put in a center seat from like a newer Dodge truck and wrap it in either the leftover material I have, this, or even that right there, so it'll look right. Now the back seats, they look like new. Now all the rest of the interior is complete, except for those little grills that go over the speakers. And I've got a source for those, I think. But yeah, that's it. The interior, other than that, it's in really, really good shape. There's one little place on the dash there that we can probably just put a little glue in it and touch it up with some paint, or we can buy that little rubber piece right there. But all that's the air conditioner, all it's complete. It's got the push button four-wheel drive. Steering wheel's in good shape. It does need the bearings in here when they're setting in here for the steering column. So, all right. So anyway, now the mileage, it says 38,000 or 88,000. It's probably 288,000. I do not know. Have no clue. The motor runs good though. And I'll show you that next. All right, so here's the engine in the thing. And it's a 302. And then you can get the straight six, 302, or 351 these years. And I wanted the 302. And the reasons I wanted the 302 is, first, every one of them had overdrive in 90. The only year you could get a 351 with overdrive in the brick nose was 91 with the E4LD. This has the ALD in it. Needs rebuilt, but I wanted an overdrive transmission. The other reason is, these are all roller blocks. So that means I can put a roller cam in this. And that's what I want to do, is put a roller cam, mass airflow convert it, put aluminum heads on it, electric fans and headers, and call this engine good. Clean it up under here, make it look pretty. Like all the other stuff works on it. The air conditioner and all that stuff works. It needs recharge, but it does work. I did get it working for like a day. It leaked back off. So, that's all I want to do under here. Not make a powerhouse like crazy, just a nice towing cam in it. Maybe get up 250, 300 horsepower. You know, just run a little better. Be happy with it. Decent exhaust and all that stuff. But as you can see, it's a pretty clean on motor. Nothing wrong with it. It ran pretty good. So on the outside, like I said, we're going to do the 90 clip. And we're going to repaint the guy and fix all the, place the doors. We'll have the power mirrors. And when I repaint it, I'm actually going to do the two-tone. Either the light gray or the silver two-tone. I'm going to put all the trim back on it. I think that'll make it look really good. And then I'm going to change these wheels. And I'm not going to go real big wheels. I'm just going to do maybe a little bit wider tar, a little bit an AT tar. And put like, I think they're American Racing 25s, 24s. The old school, looks like a star. And that's what I want to put on it. You know, and just a little bit meteor tar, but not like a big crazy off-road tar, nothing like that. I've got a set of the all red LED taillights. We'll swap to those. I've got a hitch to put on it. It's sitting over there. This bumper probably could be changed too, so we might do that. Thinking about taking this stainless piece off and just leaving the smooth tailgate that says Ford. I kind of like that look. And that's probably all we'll do to it on the outside. Maybe put a set of steps for everybody to be able to get in it. You know, and the clear tail headlights, turn signals with the LEDs. And I think we'll do the diesel insert right there and put a light bar in there just so it looks nice and clean. You know, so we got some kind of driving light. And that's really all I'm going to do to it. Mount the spare in the back of it. Match 10 up. And that's pretty much all the plans we have for this guy. And then I'm just going to keep it. This will never go anywhere. It'll not be for sale. And as for getting started on it, well, we've got a Subaru that we need to sell in here in the shop that I'm working on right now, putting floor pans in. So a little money there, maybe. That one definitely is going to get sold. That one will probably get sold. I'm not 100% sure. El Camino, I probably will it too. I like the El Camino and that one a lot. I mean, but I can't keep them all. The Buicks be here forever as well. So the only way this one will ever go anywhere is if I just happen to look up on a 78 or 79 dent side. That's my absolute favorite Bronco, favorite SUV altogether. And that'd be the only way I would sell it. But otherwise, this guy will be here forever. But speaking of, talking about money and everything, that's where you guys come in a little bit too. So, it takes no effort whatsoever, doesn't cost you a dime. But if you watch the channel, subscribe to it. It just boosts me, it helps me get money. You know, comment on it if you're watching it. Things like that. All those things help my channel get closer to being monetized and gets more stuff to more traffic towards my channel. The more I can do, the more I get, the more I can do with these vehicles. For the ones that already do, I love you for it. I appreciate it. We're up 605 subscribers, and I'm just going to keep working at this. Even though I don't have as much time as I'd like to devote to it, I will here probably within a year or so, or two, but I will keep working at this as hard as I can. And I appreciate you guys that do watch me. And if you just can keep doing what you're doing, keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. And do my favorite thing. Rig something up for me.